Hello, readers. Welcome back to one more match. Today we are doing a cheeky little bonus episode where we're reviewing Saturday night's main event, 36. It took place on July 15th, 2006, and honestly, mate, why are we watching the show? Why did we watch this show? Because there wasn't much fucking ECW on it.
I know it's not classified as it's classified as a pay-per-view depending on what website you go on, but it is a little roadblock before SummerSlam, and we won't be watching the Raws, we won't be watching the SmackDowns, we'll be watching the ECWs.
ECW.
And
Mike Knox
it's nice to
sucks cock. Mike Knox sucks the cock. That's getting
and obviously, since we won't be seeing Raw and SmackDown, we will be doing the pit stops on the road to SummerSlam. The only pit stop that there is the Great American Bash, and if you know that one, it's the infamous one with the Punjabi prison, and you will see it probably next Saturday or Sunday if we plan to record it.
Yeah. I suppose maybe, just as a whole, Piggy's generally got the schedule up, and we're gonna generally try get basically by the end of we finish ECW in 2006. I think Piggy suggested that we're gonna get through all of the pay-per-views of 2006 to get more of a complete picture, And fuck it, I'll drop this idea here as well. There's a chance at some point we start reviewing the WrestleManias to relive the streak, which I suggested, which Piggy's probably like, what the fuck? Are you okay? You're suggesting wrestling content. Are you okay? We might do that at some point. But yeah, just going through a bunch of the pay-per-views in 06, and like I said, getting a more a complete view. Maybe there'll be a one-off episode where we review ECW in 2006 and just generally the year of WWE, what it was like.
Yeah. I don't mind personally because I hear a lot about the ruthless aggression was better than the Attitude Era. Oh, it was brilliant. You had Mike Knox, you had the Bashams, you had Deuce and Domino, you had Sean O'Hare, Kevin Thorne, Marcus Corvon, Elijah Burke, and it's like, okay, you're naming wrestlers, but can you name any good storylines? John Cena versus Edge, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. Get it right.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man. I don't understand how, but I even just from the start of doing the ECW to now, I'm already a huge fan of ECW in this state. It's ridiculous. There's two ECW segments on this Saturday night's main event, and I absolutely lost my mind in one of them. It's fucking ridiculous. Who knows what actually watching wrestling fully does to you?
I personally think, I don't mind. I don't mind what people can have whatever opinion they want on wrestling personally, but I just want. I know we're not going to be doing roughly 02 to 05 because that's the other pay-per-views that we're not doing. Maybe we'll come back and 02 to 05 ECW wasn't featured.
Oh yeah, of course, never mind. Well, I mean, we don't have to just do ECW. But at some point, I think it's let's not bite off more than we can chew. Obviously, since this has been a long introduction anyways, at some point we're gonna do the Game Show NXT. And I wouldn't even mind after do it even after or before that's done, even just doing the start of the FCW into NXT era. I wouldn't mind doing that either. Because there's a lot of cool stuff, There's a lot of. But yeah, I mean, reviewing Game Show NXT shouldn't take too long because there's only 12 episodes a season. And then even if we went, we'd have the choice to whether we do NXT Redemption, which just fucking went on for years. It just went on for ages. But yeah, like I said, it's been the. I don't want to put too fine a point in it, but it's been me rediscovering the shit I enjoy in wrestling, and I'm dusting off that little jaded fucking wrestling fan inside me, where it's like it's the analogy I always use, but like that fucking kid who has his suitcase, has his like, what the fuck's the thing? The
yes, suitcase.
Is it a suitcase? Yeah, but the suitcase is the fucking briefcase, right? No, suitcase. Yeah, he has his suitcase under the bed. Like he's been fucked around by the care system so much he doesn't know who to trust anymore. He's got a suitcase under the bed with like padlocks on it. Like, I guess I won't get the clothes out. That'll disappoint me. And it's me like, oh, Chad Gable, he's really good. Shorty G. Oh well, I guess. Buddy Murphy fired. Oh well, I fucking. You know, just EC3 or
Austin Aries. Velveteen Dream.
Bobby Roode after NXT. It's just me, just like, it's okay, all right. So it just the inner wrestling fan of me just needs a hug. Just needs a hug. And ECW is that hug. I love it. It's great.
I just want to briefly, like, because we will be getting to a certain wrestler in this the thing. But do you think wrestlers like who've done something heinous should be allowed a platform? So like Dream or Alberto or...
Here we go. It depends what they did. Obviously, if they did something pretty fucking horrific like Benoit, obviously you can't like morally be like, oh yeah, he's fucking best wrestler ever. It's like you can't have him in these conversations. But also, not just gonna not do it, you know? Not just gonna not watch the segments because Benoit's in them. Like, any time Benoit's mentioned, it should be with heavy emphasis that you don't agree with what he did, and it's fucking despicable, and he's a murderer, and like you're not gonna catch us being like, Kevin Sullivan did it. Like, no, it was Benoit.
Maybe if I was 11 again. Maybe if I was 11.
Benoit. He's a murderer. And what he did is horrific. We're not glorifying it, but ultimately we're not going to not cover what he does because ultimately, unfortunately, he's involved. And we'll probably even enjoy some of what he does. But obviously the conversation's going to be a little bit tempered because he's a fucking murderer.
It's just a case.
Keep going.
It's just a case of what a wrestler does, if that makes sense. Sorry, it looks funny. Like, because Velveteen Dream, I don't know if he should be given a platform after what he did, and the fact he has no evidence. I was just saying Velveteen Dream shouldn't be given a platform.
No. Well, what it's thought about that he did is like fucking messing around with children, like allegedly grooming children. There are the lines you don't cross.
And I have no problem with a man who wants to redeem himself. But if your argument for the reason why you didn't diddle kids is, oh, I helped the character out in 2K20, is your fucking excuse, May, get a better lawyer, get a better defense team. That is not great. Like you don't see Alberto going, well, actually, in 2K15, I helped out my career character, so I'm not a wife beater. I'm not.
I think if you're ever in a position where that's your defense, I still think it's still too raw and you need to work on yourself a little bit more. Like, that's pretty much it. That's all I have to really add to this conversation.
I'm just going to add on. If you ever hear us talking about Marty Scurll, just know it's going to be me and Ash shitting on him, and probably our third co-host, Slater, loving him. They love the wrestler. I don't think they condone the actions. But Marty Scurll, you know, whoop whoop, pedo Marty. But yeah, I just wanted to briefly ask that because Velveteen Dream did return to wrestling, and we didn't really get a chance to talk about it. So I just wanted to.
I mean, it's also just generally the fact that, I mean, some of your favorite wrestlers are fucking terrible pieces of shit, you know. Like Hogan's a racist, and he's not just a little racist, not just a bit racist. He's a fucking mega racist, you know. Ric Flair, sex pest, but he's still glorified. Like, ultimately, if you're one to enforce... Yeah, that's my biggest fucking stickling point. It's just, ultimately, if you make these opinions about one wrestler, you can't just fucking change your mind. You know? if you view things with a massive like moral compass, you genuinely have to judge all by that same compass, because you can't just fucking you can't pick and choose. Like, oh, this wrestler seemingly done a terrible fucking thing. Well, Darby Allin's favorite wrestler. It's like, well, he's alleged of fucking emotional and manipulated, like domestic abuse potentially. Even, I mean, I don't fully remember what the accusations are at this point. It's been a long time since I read them, but even unimplied like rape. Obviously, not entirely sure on that last one. I'll say that much. But like, it's just, if you judge one wrestler by it, you have to judge all wrestlers by it. And honestly, if you do that, shit's fucked.
Yeah, because you're going to go down a rabbit hole and then realize every single wrestler has some dirty sheets in their closet. And even if you say that people like Monty Brown don't, they probably don't, but they know someone who's done some dirty sheets in that closet. Like, if that makes sense. Because even if a wrestler hasn't done anything, okay, here's an example, might date it. John Cena recently spoke out about the Vince allegations. Now, I'm not saying John Cena's a piece of shit, but he's a wrestler giving his opinion on a very serious situation, if that makes sense. So we're not saying Cena's a piece of shit, but he shouldn't be speaking on it because he's a wrestler, or an actor as well. Like you don't go up to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and go, "What do you think of Saudi Arabia killing people?" Like, obviously he has to put on the front and go, "I don't think Saudi Arabia would do that." That's just very sus, in my opinion. Like, no, he's The Rock. He has to pretend.
Yeah, like, it's also like fundamentally WWE's partnered up with Saudi Arabia. It was one of the biggest human rights violators in the world. And China at points. And fucking, honestly, if Russia just gets the fucking money out, they'll go there as well. So, ultimately, like I said, it's the morals and principles that if you have, it's hard to be, like, I am content to never pay for anything WWE ever. And I don't pay for anything WWE related. None of my money goes to them. I'm not supporting fucking WWE. And I'm pretty content with that. But fundamentally, it's just such a muddy water. You're in such deep, muddy water if you want to take a genuine stance about it.
Yeah, because obviously one of the wrestlers that
mate,
will
it's been
be
political today. This is.
But obviously one of the wrestlers that you will be seeing later on, just in case you don't want to see him, we'll put up a little timestamp because you don't want to hear about him. But he is mentioned, and it's obviously Mr. Spank Me Stephanie.
I'm also Hulk Hogan as well.
It will also Hulk Hogan, but one's a racist, one's just shot on someone. So, like,
I mean, did a lot more than that. Did a lot more than that.
Yeah, so if I had to choose between racist Hogan or piece of shit McMahon, I think I'm going to go with Hogan in that.
And even last week we had Ric Flair on the show, and it was probably my favourite match of ECW so far. So, fuck me, I guess.
Fuck Darby Allin.
But I'm also not making a big fucking statement about Ric Flair, and like, I can actively disagree with this, but I'm also not saying you can't fucking. We're all hypocrites, essentially. It's like when you were saying about WWE being like, why are you saying boycott WWE? And I thought it was just like because of the Vince stuff, and I thought it was like, I didn't realize how the extent of all the Vince stuff, and then went, wait, hold on, mate. Hold on, mate. You cannot take this fucking stance, you mental bastard. What's wrong with you?
It's like when people go, but Cena's wrong for defending Vince, and I'm like, if you look at someone who's your father figure, you've known for years, you're gonna want to believe that person's not a piece of shit.
Yeah, like so many of the wrestlers read it like, oh shit, man, this is fucked. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, Vince was like a dad to me, and the shit you hear, like, they're not complicit in it. No, none of them. I doubt any of them knew. Like, John Laurinaitis definitely fucking did, like, but allegedly. But a lot of these wrestlers, you can easily keep that shit hidden. You knew Vince was a fucking weirdo. You know everything was a bit dodgy, but, like, not their business. Simply saying.
Yeah, and like the only person we know to cover up that we know the only McMahon to do it was Stephanie. But again, people are like, But why? It's like, because if you're Stephanie, you want to protect your dad. You don't like. No one wants to see their dad go to prison, no matter how much of a piece of shit they are, unless they're abusive to you. Like you know what I mean? No one wants to see a parent or a parent figure.
It's
it's
also like just generally you will take. I don't know. You'll generally take people at the face value. Really, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've said enough about this personally. I think we've covered all the bases. I do still dislike Darby Allin for those accusations, but I'm also not championing a lot of people to come back to wrestling if they were pieces of shit, because ultimately a lot of them do get brought back anyways, and it's fine. Like, everybody glamorizes Stone Cold. Stone Cold still beat his fucking wife, you know. Like, there's still so many wrestlers that if you apply this to, you can enjoy them as much as you may before. Like, it's the sheer fact of the matter, honestly. So, either simply say, I'm not educated enough, I just want to enjoy the wrestling, that's fine. But if you do wade into these fucking muddy waters, you are making yourself like a target for this, because then your actions can be called into question.
Yeah.
Like to think I handled that quite well.
I think you did.
Thank you. There we are. Keep going. No. All right. Saturday night's main event. Do we have any reason why it was brought back? Like, was it just a one-off? Is this a run of shows that they have been doing?
Right. From what I gather,
I can get the previous one, and okay, it's been floated around. I think
it's because I believe they wanted. You know, like how WWE now have basically a show for every fucking network imaginable. They basically wanted some sort of. I think it was something like that in 06, well, in 05, and NBC just went, fuck it, give it to us.
Oh, okay.
And obviously they went, all right, grand. So it was brought back in 06, I want to say.
Yes.
Might have been 05. And it lasted till about 08.
Was in March. Yeah, the previous one, I've done the research. Previous one was in March 18th, 2006. Notably, Steve Austin beat JBL by disqualification in a beer drinking contest. So, classic. And the main event was apparently Shane versus Sean.
Which is apparently a great match.
What a weird existence. And then the one previous to that was in October 27th, 92. So, and yeah, there was one after this in May 28th, then August, May 28th, 07. Next one was in August 07, and then they have a consistent run of like 3 shows monthly in 08, and yeah, no, there we are. It's
just dropped by 08.
Pretty much the history of Saturday night's main event, apparently. Wasn't the intention, but fucking there we are. Someone make it a clip. Easy. Someone run a clips channel for us, please. That's the only way to get consistent content out of one more match. Alright, let's get into the show. The show kicks off with the fucking when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. And it's Hulk Hogan. No, it's not the best it could be. And it's Hulk Hogan coming out with his daughter. What TNA like to dub the sexiest woman known to man, as all her photos were airbrushed the fuck. And she's an attractive woman, but not nearly the extent it's like, whoa, fucking hell, Brooke Hogan, absolute fucking supermodel. Yeah, she's coming out. She comes out. And she's like, I'm so honored to be here with my dad. And I hope my career is as successful as his is. Don't know what she's done since. No idea what she's done since.
Fuck all, probably.
And, I mean, to be fair, the most famous thing she was involved in was Hulk Hogan's sex tape. So, sorry, love. And she was involved in wrestling again in TNA with Bully Ray, giving him a cheeky snoggy on the lippy. Let's keep it running. And then Hulk Hogan cuts a promo. I don't what do you even fucking say? It isn't.
He's like, well, Hulkamaniacs running wild once again. You know, I started Saturday Night's Main Event back in '85, brother. You know, back in the Silverdome, brother. You know, this is what I used to do, brother, because he says brother in every sentence. And basically, it's like, all my Hulkamaniacs out there, what you gonna do? And then Brock's like, yeah, I hope I can be as successful as my dad. And then Hulk goes, she got her looks from her mother, Linda, fucking cow. Hey, basically. Because if you watch Hulk Hogan now, he basically goes, Linda Hogan, what a cow, what a piece of shit, what a slut. He does not like her, and I'm like, no. Hogan, you look like Mr. Blobby if he melted. So fucking can your tune.
Yes. But then Randy Orton comes out with the famous iconic thing. All right, now the question. He comes out with a Burn in My Light theme. Which theme do you prefer at this point, Voices or Burn in My Light?
Burn in My Light is iconic, don't get me wrong, but if a wrestler hates their theme, you can't force them to have their theme, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, Maven hated his theme, and that's a categorically wrong opinion. So, once again, wrestlers don't know what they're fucking talking about.
But I prefer Voices, personally.
Yeah, fair enough.
Burn in My Light is...
Me too, in a way. I don't think that Burn in My Light would fit current Randy Orton.
No.
It fit him at the time. But Voices, like, just through sheer time, I think it's kind of it's plateaued out. It's decent enough, you know. They did do a different cover where they added more fucking instruments. It was fucking sick, but unfortunately they never used it. So, yeah, I'm on the side of Voices at this point. It would have been a controversial opinion 5 years ago, but at this point no one cares anymore. But yeah, Randy Orton comes out, young, sexy Randy Orton, you know, black shirt. He comes out with a rose, and he's like, "Oh, sir, you are a legend. I am the legend killer. I respectfully challenge you to a match at SummerSlam." And Hogan's like, "Yeah, since you said respectfully, I accept." And then, okay,
brother.
And, you know, Brooke's like, he's winking at Brooke, you know, like, I mean, this era, Randy Orton's sexy as hell. He's absolutely gorgeous.
He is.
He's what I imagine most people think about when they say tall, dark, and handsome.
Didn't he at this time shit in someone's bag? Or is this before?
Yeah, this was him as a massive cunt. He was a massive bellend at this time. Like, I'm pretty sure this was the time he's also just putting his dick in people's hands. Or on their shoulder or some shit. That was a story that came out. But hey, he's done a good job at kind of making people go, yeah, that was a long time ago. I was a prick back then. No longer anymore. Only he made such colourful life decisions as he did with his gear. And then maybe he'd have more than 3 action figures. But carrying on, it's Randy Orton, but he's a legend killer. He's respectful though, and he winks at Brooke, goes back, and that is enough of that segment for now. I'm looking at the wrong Saturday night's main event. So the first match is a 6-man tag, which is already a bit fucking questionable, and that's before you know who the fucking teams are. Because it is King Booker. Oh, alright, sounds good. Yeah, okay, cool. With Queen Sharmell and Regal. Okay, cool. And then comes out Finlay, and you're like, alright, here we go. Well, I'm like, here we go. Piggy loves Finlay.
Childhood favourite.
I guess it's just the Irish in him, isn't it?
My name is Finlay, and I love to fight.
He's just actually Irish and not, like... I remember, wasn't there a story of him getting fucking furious when someone called him Northern Irish?
Yeah, he hates it, even though I'm like, you are Northern Irish, mate, you know?
Well, is he not from Belfast?
Yeah, Belfast in the north.
Oh, no.
So he is Northern Irish. Oh. That's like you saying I'm Welsh. You were born in Wales, but you know, you're fucking English. I'll have you know I'm Welsh.
Don't you fucking come at me, motherfucker.
It's like if I called you English and you went, no, I'm Welsh, I'm like, fair enough. It's just like, for some reason, Northern Irish people don't want to be called Northern Irish, but they also don't want to be called English. They just want to be called Irish. And I'm like, but you're a part of the North. You're Northern Irish. Like, I know I'm from the Republic, but I don't say I'm Republic Irish. That sounds like I'm gonna fucking rob a fucking shop
some
or
sort of weird social movement.
I'm part of the Irish Republic Association. The IRA.
But yeah, so King Booker, Finlay, who is United States champion at this time for some reason. Don't know who he beat. Don't care.
Bobby Lashley.
And finally, the other partner, Mark Henry. Oh, I love him. I do love him. It's mostly because I watched him at his peak, that being the Hall of Pain stuff. But I do love Mark Henry. He is fantastic. Don't know if he's good at this time. I'll be real with you. I honestly can't tell you. Because I've not watched enough of like older Mark Henry. But I think it's pretty good. Pretty good. I like him. He's decent. But it's like, okay, that is a fucking strange team, I'll tell you that much. But the next team, first out, Bobby Lashley. Oh,
I'll be a son of a bitch.
And next, Batista. Oh, let's fucking go, boys. Batista's here. And Rey Mysterio with a slightly different song.
The same song was just that he's not has today.
He has a different intro. What are you gonna do when he comes for you? Underlay. I don't know. It doesn't say underlay. That's what they say. The Bulls. Underlay. Rey Mysterio. Sorry.
You got. I don't know if you have my notes off, but I fucking.
I forgot them. I'll pull them up right now.
There's a line I want you to read out that JTS says, "Join the match."
Oh yes. All right, just give me a second.
Yeah. So underlay, arriba.
Okay, got the notes. Oh fuck me. All right, let's just. Well, we are not in Dallas. I'll tell you that much. We are in. No, we are in Dallas. I lied. I tricked myself with the other episode of ECW. Just generally, apparently Batista's returning from an injury, which is a cool little note.
Yeah.
I suppose fuck it. I'll catch up on the notes. We'll go through some of the highlights. Jerry Lawler is horny over Brooke Hogan. Classic. A script from Hulk Hogan. And sorry, I had a drink.
That's fine.
Yeah, all hell King Booker. JBL says he's the Cinderella of SmackDown. When the clock strikes midnight, this guy right here forced him into retire. Where's the line?
You have to go down. I believe
JBL says we're on like a bowl of sweet corn, unlike Donkey Kong, as they say in Texas.
There's another line.
How's there more lines?
He had some banger lines.
We should book Taz and the Leprechaun in a stepladder match.
Right, there's one more. No, there's one more.
Hell.
There's a border joke he makes.
Oh, but the border joke's just fucking shit, isn't it?
Yeah, but I want you to...
the only thing he did was hop over the border. Yeah, fuck off, JBL, you racist. Honestly, I don't need the notes to go through the match unless you specifically want them.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, it's just it's a 10-minute match. It's just back and forth, really. Back and forth match, fucking. Well, they're if we view it as firepower, Mark Henry, Finlay, and King Booker, they're fucked. You got fucking Batista, Rey, and Bobby Lashley. You're fucked, mate. You're not getting past him. Back and forth, back and forth. Finlay, Booker, Henry playing the heels. Goes for a hot tag. And what even is the finish? Is the finish Batista beating... Where the fuck is the finish? You didn't even get the finish down, mate.
I did.
619 to Booker, Batista bomb 1, 2, 3. Does Booker get Batista bombed?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't know. That's why I know it down on these.
Yeah, no fucking clue. But they win. It was an okay match. It was filler. It was fucking Finlay, Booker T, and Mark Henry. That's like a team I make in fucking GM mode. Like fucking Jesus Christ. Is there a segment in between this? I don't believe so. No, there is. First, we see the McMahon and Spirit Squad promo, where, you know, it's not a typical promo as DX have hijacked the production. Break it down. They've hijacked the production, and they're now dubbing this promo, and it's fucking awful. It's terrible, because it's like, oh yeah, so, all right, hands in the middle, and spike me, yeah, spike me, red bottom, it's like, oh fucking hell, lads. Break it down, lads. Fucking break me down. Turn me into fucking little pieces of kindling and burn my fucking eyes out. It's DX 2006 comedy. It's rough, it's fucking garbage, and it's not it. It's not it, cheap. It's rough. This promo was garbage. What do you reckon? Anything else to add to it?
It's fucking shit. It's absolutely shit. Like, I don't mean to, like, I understand you have your childhood favorites, but if you think DX 2006 is better than DX 97, and I'll have to say, that's Gangnam Style I'm doing.
But, you know, continuing on the show, we get a promo package reminding us that there has been a Divas bull riding contest with Mickie James as the women's champion. She has to ride a fucking bull. Honestly, it's the worst part of 06. It's the really dated, terrible humour. Like the time DX brought out a bunch of Spirit Squad dwarfs. And it's like, oh, fuck me, really? This is where we're going with this. And it's just the constant degrading of women to just be sex objects. Like, I get it. It was at the time. We've come a long way. But fuck me, is it always just... I just feel bad watching it. Like, most of these trained wrestlers... You know, you got Victoria in this, who's probably one of the better women's wrestlers ever. You know, we all saw what she did. Well, I saw what she did in TNA as fucking Tara. She's fucking sick. She's great. Great wrestler. Fantastic. Cool moveset. Fucking the Widow's Peak. Banging. Fantastic. But instead, it's Michelle McCool and Victoria as the finalists in this hotly anticipated bull riding contest. And they can't even fucking stay on the bull that long. Michelle McCool goes first for 12 seconds, and Victoria goes on there for 6. How the fuck is this?
I lasted a minute. A bull riding contest.
Did you?
Yeah.
Alright. What was the secret, mate?
Just hold on.
I mean, to be fair, they were only allowed to hold on with one hand. Were you one-handed? You're not enough for me. You know. They should have played the music as well. Fuck it. May as well just fully...
fucking start doing that.
May as well just fully degrade them. Yeah, so Michelle McCall wins the prestigious women's bull riding contest. Oh no, Diva. Sorry, Diva, not women anymore. Not allowed to be. Fuck's sake, lads. Can we just cut it with the fucking shit? I don't care if it's a 2-minute match. Fucking make it the 2-minute match then. Like I have some nostalgia for this time period, but I'm very glad we've moved quickly away from this fucking shit. But hey, if you think this is titillating, grow up. Grow up. But next up we have another women's match, but this time it is a mixed tag match. Now it is Johnny Nitro and Melina versus Trish Stratus and Santos Escobar. It's Carlito. He's here. It's Carlito. And Piggy noted he's got a t-shirt that says, "Do you spit or do you swallow?" And this was pretty early in the morning. And Piggy's like, "Oh, I need that shirt." And I just went, "Ha ha, do you spit? Ha ha, swallow? Ha ha." It's like, oh, fuck me. Can we just, you're 5 years old now. Ha ha, I don't spit apples. I eat them. Ha ha, I swallow them. Ha ha. It's like, oh, fuck's sake, lads. Why are we children? Why are we children? What's the fucking point? Why do people walk around with shirts of "Do you spit or swallow" on them? There are kids wearing that t-shirt.
All 6, baby.
They don't
all
even
6.
know what that means.
All 6.
Fucking hell, man. I'm just happy we're not an 06 anymore. I would be an entirely different person if I were. I'd be fucking, like late 30s now. Good luck. Fucking hell. But yeah, it is a 2-minute 40 mixed tag match where, I don't know, the divas, the women catfight, and Carlito hits him with a backstabber and wins, and Carlito and Trish get the dub. It's weird to think that Trish and Carlito are a pairing. I'm pretty sure they were a parent. They were a parent for a little bit, right? As far as I remember.
Yeah.
They just wanted Trish to do something whilst not having the woman's title, and apparently this is all she was allowed. I suppose the one thing I do appreciate though, Melina's no longer wearing a fucking skirt, so that's cool. I'm happy that's fucking sorted. It's actually wearing wrestling gear. Lovely.
Yeah. This match was nothing. This match was complete shit. Do you spit or do you swallow? Let us know in the comment section down below.
But that means it's come. It's fucking hell. But I bet you Vince is like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Do you reckon, right? Because I always like to imagine Vince coming up with ideas. He's just in bed with Linda, like Linda's asleep. Do you reckon he was? Do you reckon like just one night in 06, Linda was just asleep, and he just Linda, oh fuck off, Vince, what? Oh, I have a great t-shirt idea for Carlito. You know that he spits apples? Linda, fucking wake up, Linda, wake up. Do you know that he spits apples, Linda? Yeah, I know he spits apples.
You know that our sex life is really depraved. You know that we don't fuck anymore. Marriage is convenience. Spit or swallow, Linda. And then Linda just gets out of bed. Fuck this. I've had enough of your shit.
It's just right hot. I wouldn't fuck with Linda McMahon personally.
No,
she seems to be the nicest McMahon I know. I don't know any of the McMahon.
Nicest McMahon you know. Yeah, I call him Vincent. We're close like that.
I called her Lindy.
Lindaloo.
Vindaloo.
That was the joke, mate. You got it. That was the joke. Just like your fucking spit or swallow. Vindaloo. Oh, fucking hell.
But you have to admit, it is funny just imagining Finch at like 3 in the morning, just like, Linda, I got a great idea, Linda. Oh, fuck off, Finch. ECW, what if we bring her back? Oh, Finch, I
suppose
don't care.
The one thing I got reminded of, there was a very nice like wheelbarrow suplex by Carlito, and I think what you tried to write was a Luthez press. I would have to assume, and it says Laos stays. So I guess it's a Luthez.
Yeah, I couldn't write Luthez. There's a Luthez in it, I couldn't write Luthez.
Between this match, we see Kevin Von Erich, who does the claw. He's in the audience. It's Texas, you know. And next up, it's time for the DX.
Before we get to that, who does the better claw? What was the guy who came from Battersby? Who does a better claw, Les Batterby or Kevin Von Erich? Let us know. What do you think of Les Batterby in wrestling?
Mate, that feels like a whole video in itself, but I can't be bothered. What a wild world we live in. The two worlds colliding. But yeah, now it's time for DX versus Spirit Squad. Hold on. One thing I just realised about the bull riding contest.
Yeah.
Is first, some of them are genuinely just in bikinis, which sounds really just counterintuitive. In the actual competition, Michelle McCool lasted 43 seconds.
Oh.
But in the final, she lasted 12. Fuck's sake, step it up, Michelle. Fucking shitebag. Victoria 31, you know. You're not enough for me. Oh, you know. Kelly was in there. Fuck everyone involved in that story. Simply saying. Next up, Spirit Squad D Generation X. Break it down. You know, classic. They didn't do the let's get ready to suck it. Some say that was what Vince and Sean said to each other a lot, allegedly.
Way.
Feel like Vince would give a really unenthusiastic blowjob, personally. Just a guess. Yeah. Do you like it? But no. Oh well, you do me. It's I don't really want to think about that personally, but that's what that was the joke I had in mind.
I reckon Vince just goes like this, just did now. Is that good enough? No. Fuck you. Bye.
I'm leaving.
Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass.
Apparently, big pyros for DX. There's two holding cells outside the ring where once you're eliminated, they go in the cell. Not sure why.
Yeah.
Guess it's just for no interference. It's like the shark cage. Oh. Look, anytime someone gets locked in a cage is other than a steel cage match is shit in wrestling and should be fucking dropped. Yeah, or I mean, even Hell in a Cell needs a hefty break at this point, which it is getting like, but after so many years of like, it's Hell in a Cell, let's take this heatless feud and put it in the cell. Fucking hell. You know, I know you got sponsors to fucking think about, but fuck off. Stop overusing gimmick matches. And we're watching ECW, where they're gimmicking the Extreme Rules match. Fuck's sake. But you know, there was a little dumb megaphone spot where he bonks them all on the head. Sean does, or Triple H does, just bonks them all on the fucking cranium. They all slowly get eliminated, and it's a shit match, and it's fucking awful. That's all I got.
Basically,
mate.
Sean and Triple H are in control for the entire match. Like, the Spirit Squad only get about 2, maybe 3 minutes all together, but the entire match is just DX. You know, we hit you, suck it. We hit you.
DX absolutely spit roasting Spirit Squad. It's fucking.
like it's an absolute nothing match, but literally it's DX and 06, so everyone's gonna be like, hey, DX, move, DX, hey, DX, suck it,
some would say
get your fucking cock out, lad.
Some would say the worst form of bushwhacker match. But they do better moves. Slightly. Yeah, DX celebrate. Vince twats a referee and tries to get the Spirit Squad free. Switch your music to Vince, and they lock Vince in the cage. And Triple H and Shawn stand on top of that cage, do the suck it chants, and break it down. There we are. Classic DX. How long was that match? It was
10 minutes.
8 minutes 52.
Fuck.
Now we get a hype promo for Raw, and then the same hype promo for Sabu that we saw on ECW. The Homicide, Suicidal, Sabu. Yeah, we fucking know, mate. No one in the world looks anything like you. Unless it's your fucking local heroin junkie down the fucking road. Yeah, who's homeless. It lived a rough life. Has old Sabu. And still angry about it, apparently.
And also in Sabu fashion, fuck Test.
But we get a Great Khali promo, which is like, okay, cool. Great Khali promo. Great Khali, who is about to head into a match with Batista, right, in the Punjabi prison.
I believe it's Undertaker. No, it's Undertaker.
With Undertaker and the Great American Bash. Undertaker, Great Khali. Yeah, it's Undertaker. Of course it is. It's the whole fucking part of that's the whole segment. And it's like, okay, Great Khali comes out. I don't know who is with Great Khali. It's not Rajan Singh, so it's probably Daivari or whatever, if you had to guess. And it's a promo, like, the Great Khali, the real giant. Nobody's gonna fuck with him. He's iconic. Blah, blah, blah. And then we get the, well, it's the Big Show. Mate, I popped for it. I was like, yeah, fucking Big Show, Extreme Big Show, yeah. Woo. It's like brain rot. It's fucking slipped right in there. I'm a Big Show fan right now. I love him as the ECW champion. He's our fucking man. That's our champion right there. And he comes out with Paul Heyman, and Big Show's like, look, I'm going to do one thing. I'm just going to put you over. You know, I know a lot about being a giant, and I've also held a lot of world titles. WCW, World Heavyweight, ECW. Was he WWE champion? All of the championships, you know. He's held them all. And, fucking... But, he says, I'm not going to fight you. I don't want to fight you. But I don't know what he says, but the second he kind of stops, the fucking bell, the bell chimes, fucking dong. It's Undertaker, he's out there, and he's going to fight Great Khali and the Big Show. Apparently Big Show challenges Undertaker to fight on ECW, which I didn't catch.
Yeah, he did, I forgot to note it.
And you fucking... Undertaker tries to fight them both. Taker knocks Khali out the ring, but then Big Show's like, whoa, I'm not fighting you. So Taker turns around, smash! Yeah, you fucking idiot. No one turns your back on the Big Show. And Big Show and Great Khali hit him with a double choke slam. And yep, setting up Great American Bash. Mate, how ridiculous is it that I now love Big Show as the ECW champion?
You love Great Khali?
No.
Ah.
Unless he has that little flute to charm the snake. I'm happy anytime Great Khali's fucking Crimson Chin fucking gets on screen. Mate, he could put it in like a fucking... there's like thumbprint ones. He could put his chin in one of those. Fucking... Oh, yes, Great Khali. That's you, clearly. It's like... He should have had a move. He should have had a move where he genuinely chins you. Like if he span around really fast, he could start taking heads off. He's like fucking, you like the Tasmanian devil. Rev him up and watch him fucking decapitate cunts. Yeah. But yeah, that's the promo. Like I said, I am genuinely an ECW Big Show fan. And I can't help it. It's only taken 2 weeks. I'm fully on board. I know people are upset about this. Nah, it's classic. Classic. And he's like, yeah, I'm an extreme fucking... He's talking... He believes he's a part of ECW, and he is. That's our champion. But continuing on, we get a little squash match with Sabu and Stevie Richards, which also fantastic. Love it. Love Stevie Richards. Sad we didn't get to see his theme, which I love because it's so stupid, but I love it. It's also nice to see that they're actually opting for one of the ECW guys who can wrestle. Actually wrestling, you know? Isn't that fucking grand? Stevie Richards, he is actually quite good. He's actually quite a decent wrestler. I like him. And he's got one of my favourite themes, which is I'll show you, you'll see. Obviously, because his fucking voice box broke or some shit. So he had that hoarse as fuck voice at the time. I love him. Love him so much.
The story goes that he ran into John Laurinaitis one time. And John Laurinaitis was like, are you making fun of me? And Stevie's like, no, I literally, someone broke my voice box. And John went, all right, fair enough.
Yeah. Fucking hell. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a Sabu match. Steve Richards goes for the table breaks before he even fucking gets there. What can you do? And yeah, that's the entire segment. Backstage, Randy talks to Brooke Hogan. Hulk slaps him on the back like, yeah, I'll see you at SummerSlam. But then fucking out of nowhere, Randy Orton fucking RKO's him on the bonce of that car, straight on that bonnet. And Piggy was trying to argue with me that it would hurt Randy Orton more than Hulk Hogan. As if a fucking getting hit in, as in face down to a car, or your back. You know what? I'd rather be in Randy Orton's shoes, honestly. Don't want to be in Hogan's shoes ever, in any sense. Unless he hides pennies in there. Fucking go to one of those 1p machines. Every moment is a comedic moment. But yeah, fucking RKO to Hogan on the car, cool set piece. Obviously, Randy acting all nice, too good to be true. Cool stuff. Next up, we have Edge versus John Cena. And this promo package was the piss break for me. I'd had enough after that fucking... I think it was also... I mixed up the timing of the bull riding contest. It was also after that, and I went, fuck this. So, it's a back and forth, I believe, 8-minute match for the WWE title. And it ends really abruptly. It ends really fucking abruptly. Because Lita pulls the ref out the ring. And then I think does Cena have Edge in the submission or some shit?
He has, basically the finish comes. I'll run through the match. I'll just grab my notes very quickly. I'll run through the match if you just give me a second to get the notes up. And basically Cena comes out, work life and all of that, but he's still doing it. Edge comes out. He's looking great as a heel. Like he's fantastic as a heel. Yeah, all right, here we go. Yeah, John, walk around the ring. Outside he goes. Cena follows, grabs Edge, brings him into the ring. Edge on the apron, duck down. Cena over the top rope. Commercial break. We come back. Cena's punch to Edge. Irish rip. Run off the ropes. Boot to Cena. Clothesline to Cena. Smack to the camera. Punches to the corner. Then Cena placed on the top rope. Misstep suplex to Cena. Punches to Cena. Punches to Edge. boot to Cena by Edge, pin kick out, back and forth punches. Cena gets the upper hand. Cena with his comeback. Cena going for the 5 knuckle shuffle and connects with it. Goes to the FU. Goes to FU Edge. 1-2. Lita jacks the referee off. Cena sees this. Edge goes to spare Cena. Sent into the corner. STFU by Cena. Lita smacks the referee. DQ finish for Cena to win. So Cena wins. So he has the STFU locked in.
Yeah.
The referee goes to ring the bell because Edge's about to tap. Lita pulls him off again, slaps him, and he wins.
Yeah, ring the bell for a DQ. It was an 8-minute match. It never really got started, honestly, I think is the main description of it. Obviously, this is to set up the next match, which, look, I get that you don't want to have, it's obviously the Cena reign of terror time, right? So you don't want to see Cena win, so it has to be a dusty finish, but not this fucking dusty, lads. Edge can beat Cena once, just have him be screwed over by Lita, but no, they don't want to do it. They don't want to let it happen. Which is annoying, but hey, what the fuck can you do? But it's mostly here for the post-match segment where we get the pretty iconic looking one, where we get a very clean looking FU through the announce table, and it's pretty fucking. It's a nice bump. I was a bit worried. I was like, because nowadays the announce table's a bit further away from the fucking steps, but no, it was fucking great. It was a great move.
Yeah,
was a great mid.
To me, I enjoyed the match. Like, Edge is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, me too.
Cena, he's up there, but it's John Cena in 2006. He's not going to have the best supporters. He's going to have supporters, but they're not really going to support him. Because in 2006, it's either you either ride with Cena or you die with Cena. Yeah, so I enjoyed this match. Cena, like, the one thing I don't understand, it might be a controversial opinion, but I always think Cena was a good wrestler. It's just the fact people would rather
he wasn't.
rather nostalgia. Would rather be nostalgia.
I don't believe so. Obviously he could have done a lot more, but I do think that whether it's Cena's fault or not, he was still having the same fucking tired shit match. Yes, I think he just learned a lot over the years and never really had the place to show it, in my opinion. Because it was only when he was facing the US Open Challenge where he got to wrestle a bunch of actual fucking serious wrestlers. And also then obviously the AJ Styles feud, and it was at a point where he reached a point where he now needed to adapt. He now needed to get much better, and I don't think he was always there.
See, my opinion might differ now, because my opinion will probably differ when we see more and more of Cena, because we'll only be seeing Cena at pay-per-views, really. So my opinion might change probably in the next few months when we get more and more Cena on the Raw pay-per-views, because you won't see him on the SmackDown pay-per-views. You'll only see him on Raw until we get to about 08, I want to say, where he'll be on every pay-per-view no matter what. Yeah, because it won't be Raw and SmackDown anymore. It'll just be Raw pay-per-view, all brands. Show up if you want to show up. Don't show up. Fuck you. And basically, so far I'm enjoying Cena's run. Like, from what we've seen, obviously we've seen him at One Night Stand. I think we've seen him at Vengeance. And we're going to be seeing him here now at Saturday Night's Main Event. He is at SummerSlam, I believe. Wasn't he supposed to? I think he was supposed to wrestle Hogan at this. Hogan was supposed to wrestle Cena either at this SummerSlam or some other point. But I went with Orton, and obviously, spoiler for Orton and Hogan. Hogan that doesn't work for him, brother. You'll find out why.
I can't imagine seeing fucking. It's not happening. It's not fucking happening.
Randy Orton. Yeah, you're gonna have to be put over, brother, by fucking Hogan. and you will see our probably reaction to it, like what we actually think of that match. I haven't seen that match. Ash probably has, but hasn't seen it in a long time. Hogan Orton.
Never seen it. Just to most of these matches, just expect I've never seen them. It's a more safe bet than not. But yeah, it was what did you think of the show in general?
It's a fast 1 hour and 30, 20.
Yeah, like hour 10ish, honestly.
Like it's honestly so fun. Like it's a simpler time, I want to say, and well, it's a really simpler time in wrestling. It kind of is.
It did feel. I mean, it was still kind of. I'd say so. It was a lot more. This is how it happens. Like
because you didn't have every single.
You didn't need like every fucking segment to be like fucking long. It just everything had the room to breathe. Well, kind of. You know, they weren't afraid of putting some squash matches on, which I say now is kind of like a forgotten fuck. Because even most squash matches are like fucking back and forth now. Unless you are just like booking like Omos or whatever the fuck, you know, like unless they genuinely can't wrestle, most matches generally go 5 to 10 minutes. And I don't hate it. I like it just having a clear-cut length. The main event was a decent story match of just, you know, Edge can't beat Cena. You can't beat him. He has to cheat. He would have lost otherwise. Every segment generally had the outcome that was wanted, and I think everybody's generally happy. And it's always, with me, a shorter match I'm not going to complain about. Or a shorter show, rather. I would say the first half an hour went quickly, but then afterwards it kind of...
It's generally, but it is like it's the only other thing that's on TV at this time. Because I got to talk about it now because I forgot to bring it up. Is obviously WWE had a 24/7 channel, or WWE Classics as it was called, depending where you are. And it's so funny to think that in the UK around this time, they had their own wrestling channel that had like TNA, ROH, a bunch of indie shit. There was a channel, it was called the Wrestling Channel. It ran from like 04, maybe 05, and lasted about 06, 07. It didn't last too long because obviously wrestling was slowly diluting around this time. I don't care what people say. If you think the Ruthless Aggression era brought in big figures, then the fucking Attitude Era, you're wrong, mate. Because wrestling of the Attitude Era was up here. Ruthless Aggression era was here. PG era was down here. And then just now, in the modern era, it's gone back up a little bit.
And Kevin Nash was obviously up here.
Yeah, because TNA obviously
all the graph that showed it.
Yeah, obviously all the TNA wrestlers were here, and then the wrestlers up here, brother. But yeah, it's fun because we're seeing ECW 06 and what WWE has to offer in 06. And it's fun reading the results because then you get to see what TNA was doing, how TNA combat this. Because TNA is obviously, you know, trying to be an alternative to WWE. Obviously, they can't be an alternative because they don't have the budget, basically. They don't have the budget that Tony Khan did, that WCW did, well, Eric Bischoff did. Like, they don't have the budget. So, you know, so say they're handing out $5,000 to Christian. That means they have less money to do production, you know, and all that stuff. So it is interesting to see what wrestling is like in the mid 2000s because it's just fun. I guess, if that makes sense, because I've never heard of it. I've seen most TNA clips from this time period, but I haven't seen much wrestling from this time period. So like, give me AJ Styles versus John Cena 06.
Nah, sounds ass. AJ Styles was good, but he wasn't at the level yet. Perhaps a controversial opinion.
Get ready to fly. I am.
That theme is better.
You are. I am.
But yeah, I think that as a whole, that is the bonus edition of One More Match. That is another episode in the series of watching WWE ECW. It was Saturday night's main event, July 15th, 2006. It was Saturday night's main event number 36. As a whole, would you recommend to watch the show?
Yes. There is some good, there are some bad. For a huge about an hour and a half of mediocre wrestling at its finest, then you've come to the right place. As this is not the best WWE can offer, but it is something they can offer at least. It's not like in the mid 2010s when they were just doing pay-per-views and it's like the Fiend fighting Seth Rollins, he has red lighting, and the Fiend loses, and it's like, oh, here Goldberg's back, yeah, woo.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it was a pretty. It was easy to get through, which I think is something where you look at, you watch some old shows and you're like, fuck me. Like, the show that sticks in my brain is obviously some of the older Manias, where, like, I say older Manias, I mean both old and, like, older. I'd been, like, 10 years, like, 5 years ago, You watch Mania 35 and you're like, fuck me. Like, whatever one was the main event with Brock and Roman in it, and it went about 40 minutes, and it was rough. At the end of a long show. But, like,
I'm glad wrestling.
I think
is too nice.
Yeah, me too. I think that it was. I appreciate what they were trying to do. It was a nice little Saturday night show. It wasn't really a pay-per-view standard, but also, sometimes WWE do just fill for time. And nice to see some of the figures around. Nice to see Mark Henry in 06. Nice to see Lashley and his trying to build him up initially. Too bad it took 15 years for him to get any good. And it's how it worked. It's how it fucking worked. I suppose I'll say 10. It took him 10 years to get good. I'll be generous. But look, as I've already mentioned, that this is generally, some of this is kind of me kind of rekindling some of my wrestling fan joy as such. It's me kind of, you are seeing that. It's me generally enjoying wrestling a bit more. And it was a pretty fun time. It was a decent show. And I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but if you do want a general state of play to figure out what 06 was like, it's probably a pretty good representative of it. And ultimately, it kind of proved to me that Big Show is my one true ECW champion right now, and I absolutely love him. He's not giving me any reason to, but it's just it's happened. All right, I've ascended to be a WWE ECW Big Show ECW champion stan. And yeah, do you have anything else to add?
If you want to see more, if you want us to branch out and cover some TNA's big pay-per-views, we of this time period, not now, of this time period, we will do it because it'll be nice to see what TNA is offering. Because we obviously love TNA on this channel as well. Obviously, Pigs and Fire originally had TNA. We discussed TNA on it. Obviously, Ash is a big TNA fan. It's a big 2011 TNA fan.
Yeah, give me that, say 2011 to probably 2014, that 2014, 2015-ish. Obviously, I've been in and out through the years, but yeah, I was strongest in that 2011 onwards period. But yeah, no, I like TNA as a whole, though. There's a lot of cool stuff. It's just, it would be cool to take a look at some of what people would probably call like prime TNA. Agreed. But then, I don't know, like I said, suggest ideas for us. Like I said, suggesting rewatching all of the Manias where Undertaker competed, which sounds fucking ridiculous. But it sounds fun to relive the streak, in essence.
Did he wrestle at WrestleMania 35? Because I do not want to cover that WrestleMania.
I don't think so.
Hold on. I have to make sure. Undertaker WrestleMania 35. Generally, I would do WrestleMania 35 if people want us to.
But yeah, it's just as we're getting our teeth more into this channel, we're generally seeing that it's pretty fun to do, and it's just a fun little thing to do. So, if you have ideas you want to see, tell us in the comment section down below. But as a whole, we have been Ash and Piggy from One More Match. Make sure to like the videos, comment, and subscribe. And remember, there is always one more match.